Hey, y'all. It's Letitia with Lighten Up for Letitia, and we are here for a quick light chat. Just because, first of all, Happy New Year. And second of all, actually, first of all, Happy Black History Month. Okay. We are here on February the 1st. And you know what, y'all? I just really wanted to just come and show my face. I know I have been MIA for a minute, and I am ready to jump back in. And I figured I love a Sunday. I was born on a Sunday. Sunday's one of my favorite days. And I thought it would be a cool time to just come on here and chat a little bit about our favorite show, Beyond the Gates, but with a kind of a twist. Because again, happy Black History Month. We're going to talk about a little Black history in regards to Beyond the Gates. Then we'll do a little catch up on Beyond the Gates. And then the videos following for this week, we'll be back to our juicy, drama filled shorts for Beyond the Gates. So let me know how y'all doing out there. What y'all doing out there? How is February treating you already? How's your Sunday treating you? And how is the new year treating you? Child, I know that okay, especially if you live in the US, the way our world is going right now is really kind of out of control. So I'm glad to be here to be able to talk to folks. I'm glad to have a community of folks that we also talk to because sometimes this is the type of like community and support that we need in a world that's kind of going to hell in a handbasket. Like, oh my goodness, it's a lot of things going on. And yeah, so I want us to keep our spirits up, make sure that we are keeping ourselves healthy, that we are still getting enough rest, that we are adding joy every chance that we get because this world we trying to take it away, but what they say, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away, okay? This joy that I have and might as well go to church on this Sunday. All right. So, anyways, again, we're here to talk just quickly about Beyond the Gates. I thought it would be fun to give some historical facts about the show, period, again, to highlight and to commemorate Black History Month. So, first of all, this Beyond the Gates premiered a year ago. We're almost to the date. It premiered February the 24th of 2025. And it is historic because it's an hour-long soap opera featuring a predominantly African American and or black cast. And it's the first of its kind since Generations, which was featured in 1989 to 1991. Now the difference though is because first of all it's daytime, but also in Generations, yes, they highlighted a predominantly black family, but they had a predominantly black family and a white family. In Beyond the Gates, it's a predominantly black family, and everything is centered around the Duprees. So it's highlighting, affluent, it's a multi generational family, and they're in a gated Maryland community. So it's again the first new daytime soap opera to debut on a major American network since 1999, which was Passions. So this is how long it's been. It's been 25 years. Well, actually, it says over 35 years. But it's the first one to come about since 1999, and again, the first to be led by a black cast in over 35 years. So shout out to Michelle Valjean, who is the first black woman to create a daytime soap, aka Beyond the Gate. She's also the showrunner. She's the executive producer, and she and Sheila Ducksworth are the first black executive producer team of a soap. So shout out to them. And then also, I just want to talk a little bit about Generations because if any of you are my age or older, then you remember Generations. I mean, I don't remember watching it daily. I think I was too young to watch it daily, but I do remember it and seeing it. And it featured Vivica Fox, as well as our favorite auntie Debbie Morgan with the dimples, and Also, um, it has some other characters. I can't think of who else was in Generations, but it was juicy and it was definitely soap opera worthy. Those people had a lot of drama. Now let me see here. Oh, I need to be looking at the what's her names. Okay. All right. All right. So the other thing is that not only do they have representation on screen, but they also have representation in production. So that is their hair, makeup, wardrobe departments are completely African American, and about 75% of the crew is also Black. So I love that. So Black folks working, Black folks being featured on and off screen, doing what they love in a creative space. Us writing our own stories, us telling our own stories. I love that. So, some fun facts is that Clifton Davis, who plays Vernon Dupree, he modeled his character Vernon partially after Congressman and civil rights icon John Lewis. And I could totally see that in how he portrays that character. And even in this is just like us too. So even though we know this is a Black show and everything, we are always showing diversity as well. We have an Asian actor, a Latino actor, and of course we have Caucasian actors on the show as well. Another thing I love about it, and that's a fun fact, is that it's they are creating and displaying the art of modern storytelling. So in addition to all of like the drama of infidelity and scandal and things like that, they also address issues such as traumas, medical crises, all types of love relationships. I love that. Social media and the dangers of it, and the realization behind those things as well. High society and legacy. They also have talked about things like poverty and homelessness, as well as smug abuse. Abuse. So, those very interesting uh, topics, as well as teenage trials and bullying. So, and one of the historical facts that I wanted to talk about was the crest itself. So, the gated community that they live in is called Fairmont Crest, and they have a crest or a coat of arms that represents the community's heritage. So it has in one of the sections, it has a lantern which they use to honor Maryland born abolitionist Harriet Tubman, as well as the dono drum that represents West African culture, as well as life and rhythm. So there's an F and a C on there, obviously, for Fairmont Crest. And that talks about that in 1951, the founding visionary architect Paul Cheeks Dupree, which is Vernon's father, he's the one that created Fairmont Crest. It represents old money, Black excellence, and resistance. Okay, in this gated community, because in a lot of areas that's unheard of. This is the reason why the show itself is such a historical thing, because it's talking about old money for Black folks who live in a gated community where we're not always privy to see that, especially on television. So, let's see. Now, the community itself, Fairmont Crest, is heavily influenced by real life affluent Black communities called Prince George's County in Maryland. Now, what's culturally significant about this is that this is a collaboration effort or partnership between both CBS and the NAACP. So again, to increase diverse representation, and I'm glad to see this too, and that it has been doing very, very well in the ratings, because you just never know what you might get. My thing is, scandal shouldn't make a difference. You know, when we love scandal, drama, and juicy stuff, it shouldn't make a difference that the characters are Black. That should make that should just enhance it, and we love that for us because we've been watching, like The Young and the Restless and Guiding Light and Bold and the Beautiful for years. And yes, they have some select Black characters, but I love seeing that our gated community, our affluent, our legacy builders are also all in the mess, because that's what we came here to watch, was the mess. So, and it has been, again, the ratings have been great and it has been successful. We are already into the second season that it was quickly greenlit for. So here we are into episode 200 and something. So glad to see that. So that was the historical things I wanted to share again. Happy Black History Month. Now, I want to jump into the juicy parts because, again, I'm just doing a little catch up, because I haven't been posting any videos in a while. So, we're just doing a little bit of catch up. So, I kind of broke this down into, normally we would say the good, the bad, and the ugly. But in this case, it's going to be the bad, the juicy, and the steamy. So, the bad, of course, is that we know that Anita Dupree or Williams Dupree has been diagnosed with the big BC. And also, in addition to that, we also found out she has what is called the BRCA gene. And this gene makes her more susceptible to getting different types of C, including both BC and I believe the other one is I think the other one is oh goodness, the other woman C. The thing is though, this BRCA gene can be genetic, so she can pass it down to her children. So in this case, obviously, both Nicole and Danny had to get tested for the BRCA gene as well. Nicole is negative and does not have it, therefore, Martin and Kat are in the clear, but Danny does have it. Danny has the gene. She got the mutant gene. So now, of course, Chelsea and Naomi had to get tested. Now, they both did get tested. Chelsea is negative and does not have it. However, Naomi does have it. But the twist is that she ain't told nobody she has it. So nobody knows except for her friend Ashley, who was helping her through it right now. But Ashley is pushing for her to tell her, at least her husband, which I'm like, come on, Naomi. The least you could do is tell your husband what is going on with you. But she feels like he's in the middle of a case right now. She doesn't want to disrupt him, doesn't want to throw him off his rocker, and doesn't want to open up another can of worms because she feels like they're just now getting back on track from the baby scare. And they had, kind of a misunderstanding about the baby scare as well because, not Justin, what is his name? Jacob wanted to have a child and she does not. Now, the other thing in the bad, Derek, child. Okay, so Ashley's moved on and she's dealing with this guy at the hospital. I think he works in the lab named Grayson. And Derek is being a hater and a stalker. He is doing the absolute most. And I can see right now that they probably gonna have to like take him out because his behavior is becoming more and more erratic and is ridiculous. So anyway, all right, so that's the bad that I have. I guess we could go even further. I guess the other bad is kind of sort of that Madison, it looks like Madison and Chelsea might be breaking up. Now, I don't know if I feel like that's bad or not because personally, I wasn't really too sold on them in the first place. I thought they were cute, but the truth is, Chelsea is back to herself now. I think in my opinion, she did not take the time out she needed to after dealing with that trauma with Allison. And because that was so, feel like Madison kind of came in kind of as like her savior, not intentionally, but it feels like they really weren't ready to get together and they did. And now Chelsea is finding that she really wants to go back to being the party girl that she used to be. Child, she used to have a dealer of them pills, child. So and Madison is like, girl, you're reckless, which it absolutely is. She can't a as a medical professional be in a relationship with somebody who recreationally uses slugs. Like, really? Are you serious? So anyway, it looks like they might be breaking up. We'll see this week. Now, as far as the juicy child, so Kat is still talking crazy. Y'all, Kat is talking crazy to her mama. She's talking crazy to her daddy. She's talking crazy to Eva, of course, because she always gonna talk crazy to Eva. But finally, I feel like Ted stood up to her. He checked her. He told her that the apology tour is over. And I agree with him. Finally, say something to this woman because she is doing too much. You can let her go through her feelings and stuff like that. But at this point, girl, your mama ain't even mad no more. Why are you still mad? Hey, I I'm unpretentious. Welcome. Happy Sunday to you. Thanks for coming. Bye. I appreciate you. So yeah, I'm like, girl, you need to get over yourself. I let me tell you something. Cat's mouth. And while I applauded her in the video that I did about all of the different reads that the crazy reads that they had on Beyond the Gates, sometimes I think the things that she says, very quick witted. She gets with them. She's a genius with the words, but sometimes I think the words go too far. She cuts people too low, and she needs to get over herself as far as I'm concerned. At this point, she's trying to control everybody. She mad. Okay, so Nicole, she didn't got divorced now, and okay, I'm gonna get to that part. But anyway, she's trying to control what her mama does. She's trying to control what her daddy does, and it's just a mess. And so that's my thing with Kat is like, girl, I'm glad that Ted finally checked her in some kind of way. And she was like, I can't even see you. I can't even look at you right now. He was like, the feeling is mutual, basically. Like, I can't look at you either. So they're kind of at an impasse right now. I mean, but that's her daddy. So they'll get over it at some point. Now, to the steamy child. Mm. So Carlton and Nicole are getting it on. Okay. And now we see Ted and Shanice are getting it in. So now it's so funny that the four of them, not together, each on a date, show up at the country club and they see each other. Now, since then, Nicole has been um dressing more revealing. And baby, she said, I'm single now. I'm single. So she getting it in with Carlton, but she is still talking to Kyle and dating Kyle as well. And again, this is one of the things that Kat had an issue with. Oh my gosh, you had two men with it. She is grown. She is grown and she is single. And let Nicole be wild and crazy one time in her life. Leave her alone. She knows what she's doing. She's very, very grown. And what I love about what Nicole is her dating life is that she is totally in control of the situation. And she ain't lying to nobody. She's telling them up front, yeah, you're not the only one. Yep, I'm dating somebody else. Nope, I'm not getting serious about you. Even if she is getting it in with him, with Carlton specifically. Now, this is the thing about Carlton. I have never liked him. I feel like he is very creepy and he's been doing some creepy things. It seems like he was just sitting around in the bushes waiting for Ted and Nicole to break up, and he pounced. But now that she has given him the time of day and they're getting it in, I feel like if he waited all this time for it and he really wants her, he's been doing a lot of nice things, like the picnic things and, dating her and courting her pretty much. I can't imagine that he would really truly be okay with the fact that she is also dating Kyle. So I think that Carlton is the one to look out for. Yeah, I told you already, I feel like they're going to have to probably take Derek out. I don't know if they're going to take Carlton out, but he has the potential to become the villain very quickly. Like, I could see him completely turning dark on them and even like kidnapping, Nicole, or somehow getting, very obsessive about her, kind of like Allison did. There's something about Carlton that is not it's not cool. Something about Carlton is off. And we just have to stay tuned to see what happens, but I cannot imagine that he would just be sitting here being okay with after all the time that he's waited already. There's something about him that's not cool. Like, he invited Nicole to go to like his family function, um, and like on a vacation on a like a cruise or something like that. Sometimes it was away. And she declined, but part of me was like, you have been friends with him for decades. You don't know his parents already, and it's kind of weird. I don't know. He seems more mysterious than I like. I feel like he's really mysterious, and we need to uncover what it is that he's hiding. I think he's hiding something. Anyway, Leslie, y'all, Leslie and Detective Malone are also rolling around in the hay. Now she's doing all of that. Well, she clearly has some kind of motive, and I think he has a motive of some sort as well. But to me, I feel like they would be a really cool villain team to take down people like Joey, or even to take down the Duprees in some way. I mean, they're not, obviously the Duprees are not going down because this is about them, but it would be cool to see them totally take over something. But she's still worried about Teddy Weddy. She told Shanice that Teddy was her man. Child, now she done planted some panties in Ted's room, and we saw in the previews that Shanice is going to find them this week. I, first of all, why would somebody let her in Ted's room like that? That is just so crazy. But also, Ted does not. I like Ted. I feel like they're unnecessarily harsh with him, but he infuriates me sometimes. He is not rude enough to Leslie. He's too nice. He gives people the benefit of the doubt all the time, and he should not. He needs to be meaner to Dana Leslie. He needs to not. In fact, stop calling her Dana, because Dana is how you met her. Dana is who she was before when you was messing with her. So call her by the name that she's going by now, Leslie. You have no ties with her except you co-parent, and even that has to be, at a minimum, because first of all, Eva is grown, but second of all, because Leslie cannot be trusted in any kind of way, because you give her an inch and she'll take a mile. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you can't trust her. So I wish Ted would step up like he did with Kat and just cut Leslie off completely. Don't even talk to me unless it's about Eva. And even then, you can tell me through Eva, period. I'm just saying. Now, speaking, remember I told y'all about Ashley. So Ashley and Grayson are now hooking up. But there is something about Grayson that I don't trust either. Now I forgot this character's name. I mean, I forgot his the actor's name, I mean, but it's, to me, I feel like they don't choose really popular actors unless they're coming in for a true storyline that is going to shake up the soap. I don't feel like they brought Grayson on just so he could just be a quick love interest for Ashley. Because first of all, he's getting with Derek. That's the first thing. The second thing is that he's also very mysterious. First of all, he came out of nowhere. And you know how I feel about that? It came out of nowhere. Hey, Tamika. Yes. Yeah. You behind. Okay, it's okay. It's fine, girl. Let me know if you have any questions, because I love talking about it. So yes, so there's a new love interest for Ashley. But I do not trust him. Something about him is off as well. He seems very mysterious. Not to mention, they have inserted this new storyline about, okay, so Chief Elon went to Joey Armstrong and said, "What you know about this blood ring? This is a very saints and sinners. I'm trying to be careful about the words that I use, but this blood ring where they're using like blood and organs and things, harvesting those things. So there's and this guy Grayson works in the blood lab. So that's interesting. I think he really has something to do with it. I think Carlton might be part of it. I mean, I am speculating. I have no idea. But these are people that I don't trust. And because I don't trust them, to me, they have sinister motives as far as I'm concerned. Because again, that coming out of nowhere stuff. And so anyway, he is seems to be smitten with Ashley. And Ashley is, living it up. And her nosy mama, Jan, is trying to get all up in her business, acting like Ashley is not grown. She's getting on my nerves. Hey, Shayna, how you doing? Yes, like the video. Thank you, Shayna. I appreciate it. Yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let me just tell y'all, I'm really appreciative to y'all for I was off and my folks are still watching the videos. My um subscriber count is still going up. I truly appreciate y'all. Like I said, I got the notification a little while back that I have the first tier in terms of the watch hours. So I just need to get to 500 so I can be at the first level of monetization. And again, I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all so much for watching the videos, for coming here, indulging me with the shenanigans, and of course, meeting me on the panels with the ladies and the gents, because we got Alex Cross coming back. So I'll be with our tag team groups for with the Lawrence Report and Vacay JTV. We'll be back talking about that as well. So make sure you stay tuned. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know whenever I go live or if I post a new video. Now, back to Beyond the Gates. The other thing is, Danny, y'all, is up here kissing on Bill again, and Tomas saw it. So Tomas is now made partner, and I don't know if he's going to use this information to his advantage, but he did approach Bill kind of in a way, kind of was like, you know, are you sure you don't want to? You sure you want to throw your life away? Is Danny worth it? So he did confront him about it a little bit, but he didn't get all up in his business. But he does know Bill and Danny have been kissing, and not to mention, Bill has been thinking about Danny on and on and on, and we see that him daydreaming about her and everything, and she is thinking about him as well. Now, see, listen, when we first started Beyond the Gates, I did not like Bill. We were like, oh, can't stand Bill. He's so rude. He's so nasty, whatever, blah, blah. Now I love him. Y'all, I love a villain, but I love him. I hate that we love him, but we do, right? But do I want him and Danny to get back together? So it's a very complicated question as far as I'm concerned. Like right now, the answer is no. I don't want them to get back together. But part of me is kind of like, oh, I wish they kind of could get back together. But I liken it to like when I watched. Did y'all remember saying Diary of a Mad Black Woman? So remember at the very end, where Helen and Charles have kind of reconciled or whatever. He started, he's on his way back to walking. He gave his life over to Christ, and they're sitting at the table, at the dinner table, and she was like, "You forget I forgave you a long time ago." And she was like, "Not just for that, but for this." And she gives him the divorce papers, right? So part of me was like, dang, when you see that, you like, dang, you kind of feel bad for Charles or whatever. Because not only did she give him divorce papers, she also said, I'm going to get my man. And she left him sitting there with her family. Well, they were just sitting there clowning him. Now, it's funny, but it's also like, dang, you kind of feel bad for him, whatever. But when I remember the fact that Charles dragged that woman literally by her feet out of her own home after being married to her for 18 years, I was like, justified. That one scene, him dragging her, always takes me back like, that's the reason why I'm not about to feel bad for him for her leaving him at the end. But so that is how I feel about Bill and Danny, where it's like, oh, it would be cute if they got back together. Would it really? I don't know. But the reason why I'm like, no, is because of the way that he dogged her. I mean, he humiliated her and he disrespected her and he would throw it up in her face. And not only did he cheat and leave her for a quote unquote younger model. The woman is their daughter's best friend, or was their daughter's best friend, and he would throw it in her face every chance that he got. So no, he don't deserve another shot with Danny. Period. And she need to go on about her business. Now I don't know how I feel about her and Andre. I mean, they're cute. I don't know if I personally would have chosen Andre for her, but it is what it is. And if they're happy, then great and wonderful and awesome. But her and Bill, no. In a perfect world, that would be great, but absolutely not for right now. And but I do want Ted and Nicole to get back together. Sorry for Shanice. I feel like Shanice never should have got with Ted. That's just me. Have a little fun if that's what you want to, but don't think this is going to be a long term thing, because I really feel like Ted and Nicole are lightweight playing games right now. They're one upping each other, but not saying it, because them still paying attention to each other when they're each on a date with somebody else was just, in my opinion, that was rude. You know what I'm saying? If you want to date, you stick with your date. Don't be looking over there at your ex. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So anyway, that's what I got. I think that's pretty much the catch up. I'm trying to think if there's any other characters that we just have to talk about, but for the most part, that's my catch up for Beyond the Gates. I will be back on our regularly scheduled programming and doing my shorts again. I don't know what episode I'm gonna start on. Probably one of the episodes from last week, but definitely be I will be including the episodes for this upcoming week. It looks like it's gonna be juicy, because again, we are anticipating finding out whether or not Madison and Chelsea break up. Also, oh, there was just a major altercation. Okay, it wasn't physical, but between Kat and Eva. So Kat was sitting and talking to Isaiah when Eva comes in. I hate this whole situation for Eva. I am not team Eva. I am not team Kat. But I do not like how Kat talks to people. And I felt like, girl, Eva, if you never let them see you sweat. You saw from across the room that Kat was sitting there talking to your, well, he ain't your man. You said you didn't want to put any labels on it. So you saw her talking to your friend, your boo thing. And you go over there, make a big scene, kissing them. Oh, I didn't know you were in a meeting, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then Kat get to talking crazy and reckless. And baby, you fell for the bait. What you should have done was came over and said, hey, babe, gave him a kiss and said, I didn't know you were in a meeting. We can reschedule. You call me when you're available. Let him say, oh, no, 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 we're good. We're good. I'm like, okay, well, then I will go get me a drink at the bar while you wrap this up, and then we'll talk. You come get me when you're done. That's what you should have done. You should have paid Kat absolute dust. But instead, you want to respond. You know she was nasty. You know she gonna be nasty to you. You know she gonna talk crazy. So why are you giving her that? I would never say nothing to her. I'd have acted like she was not sitting there. Period. You never let them see you sweat. But in my opinion, they're two sides of the same insecure coin. So it is what it is. And let the sisters fight it out. So, but in the synopsis, or in one of the recaps, it said something like Isaiah has a conversation with Kat that she doesn't expect, or something like that. So I expect for Isaiah to actually stick up for Eva, which he should have done in the moment, because Eva did the go off on him, and then she stormed off again, letting Kat see that she was bothered. And I'm just like, girl, you don't know how to play this at all. You know what I'm saying? You cannot let anybody you know what I'm saying? You just can't let nobody knock you off your square like that. So anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted to come in here and talk real quick and just show my face, because I haven't been on a line in a while. I appreciate y'all indulging me. Thank you so much for those of you who joined us this evening. Of course, if you ever want to talk Beyond the Gates, you know what I'm saying, throw something in the comments so we can get to chatting about it. And otherwise, just stay tuned until then. Until next time, holla.